Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Calmo Conversations. It's been a bit, um, mainly because I've been I graduated, as most of you know, and when I graduate, I have responsibilities. Sadly, is this thing on the right setting? Yeah, it's on the right setting. Sorry. Um, so basically, I graduated and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try and hit this YouTube algorithm hard, right? I wanna get at that peak. I wanna hit that top. But what I forgot is that when you start off graduating, you don't just instantly, I mean, as most YouTubers said, like, they just didn't start out doing YouTube. And that's what most people think. Sorry, my thing needs to clean the RAM, apparently. But basically, um, most people assume YouTubers, like, they just start doing YouTube. Like, they just grind it and grind it and grind it until it gets to the point where they're like, hey, it somehow just works out. And that's not usually how it goes. I mean, it like PewDiePie had like what? He had some sort of he was going to college and then he graduated or so I thought. I don't think he dropped out. I have no idea. But then like, you got people like Michael Reeves who just had this talent that he loved to do and he was like, "Hey, I'm going to make YouTube out of it." And he just ended up doing it and he ended up dropping out of college. But, most people just don't assume that YouTube can be their full on career, like right from the start. A lot of people do, because, a lot of YouTubers give the impression that, if you work hard enough, you just keep going at it, you'll eventually get it. I mean, that sometimes applies, but 99% of the time that doesn't really work out. Like, you look at people like Call Me Carson, who hit that YouTube algorithm at the right time, and he dropped out of college, and now he can do YouTube full time because he hit that algorithm right. But what they forget to tell you is that there are a lot of people who have probably tried to do that and failed. So, I don't mean to be depressing like that. I'm just saying that is some of the stuff that comes with trying to do YouTube and all that stuff. But I mean, I don't mean to be depressing, but basically, I kind of thought that for a bit that I could just upload a lot of videos a lot and it would just work. But that's obviously not how it goes. So I'm working at it, and if I can make YouTube a career, I would love that. But at the moment, I'm just gonna take it slow. Right now, I'm working at a painting business, my father's painting business, and I've been making pretty good money out of it. All right. I just today, as of June 26th at 8:33 p.m. I just came back from Green River, Wyoming, one of the most depressing places in Wyoming I have ever been. We were painting a hospital up there, but it basically it just looks like desert, just really depressing desert, and the whole town is just super depressing. Like, they're adding new stuff to it, like, but one of the things I'd love to point out is that there was a Taco Bell, all right, and I'm a big fan of Taco Bell if you didn't know, and we drove past this Taco Bell, but there was a thing about it that was just the most depressing Taco Bell you've ever seen. It's like shut down, pretty sure because of the Rona. It looked like newly built, so maybe around the time it got finished, Rona hit, and then they were like, all right, well, we'll just stay shut down. But it was just the most depressing Taco Bell I have ever seen. Like, it was amazing how depressing it was. And like right next to it was like McDonald's, and I don't know. Just the whole town just had this vibe to it that just made you really like depressed and made you want to get out of there as soon as you possibly could. But we were up there and we had to spray a whole bunch of stuff in this hospital, and it took us like 2 days, and that was just primer. So like, if you don't know the painting process, and if you're in a construction building, you start out spraying the walls with primer. So you go all around, you spray a nice coat of primer, and then if needed, you sand it down to make sure it's not rough, because it just basically because what primer does, it makes the walls look a lot more smooth, makes it easier to for the paint to stick. And then after you're done with the primer, you got to paint it. And there was a lot to prime in this building, okay? There a very concerning amount. So we go around, we primed it for like 2 days. It took an extremely long amount of time. And I think in the end it took like maybe 75 or 80 gallons of primer. It was a lot of primer, basically. I mean, by that standards, it's not too much. But to me, it was a much because I'm a little bit new to painting. But yeah, it's kind of a frustrating job at times. But for the most part, you make really good money out of it because painting is pretty expensive. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. And I feel like today we're just going to catch up on some news and some old stuff that has been going on. But before we get to the old stuff, something new that just appeared today. The voice in my notes, I have it. Cleveland voice actor steps down. I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw that the voice actor for Cleveland from the Cleveland show, is it Cleveland Grover? I have no idea what his name is, but the voice actor is Mike Henry. And his tweet is, "It's been an honor to play Cleveland on Family Guy for 20 years. I love this character, but persons of color should play characters of color. Therefore, I will be stepping down from the role." So if you don't know who Cleveland is, it's connected in the Family Guy cinematic universe, right? So Cleveland's like this funny black man. He's got a funny looking mustache. It looks like a sausage, but upside down. And he's got kind of a mini afro type deal. And the thing that surprised me the most about this tweet is that I had no idea the voice actor for Cleveland was black. I mean, no, not black, white. It was quite a surprise to me because, it sounds convincing enough to be, just a black man, right? I had no idea that he was white in the first place. But basically, with all the tension going on between just everything, riots, Black Lives Matter, all the important stuff, all the tension in there, and it sent people to do things that are kind of unnecessary to the point. Like, I'm aware getting the message out, equality, it's very important in this country to have everybody being equal. But people are going to points where it's just like, is this even helping? Or are you just doing it for the brownie points? Like, you go on Twitter and you see people out here just apologizing for being white. That's not doing anything. It's not like it's helping, and you shouldn't have to apologize for being white. You didn't choose. You were just born that way, and you shouldn't be ashamed of being white. There's no problem with that. It's just the color of your skin. It don't matter. You shouldn't be ashamed of being any race, but to the point where we just have people literally stepping down from their jobs because of this whole thing going on. Kind of weird to me, because to me, like, admit it, if this guy didn't do anything, if this guy did not step down from the voice actor of Cleveland, no one would have cared. No one would have gone out, attacked him. No one would have said anything. No one would have cared. At this point, it was either for his own self-guilt, which I doubt he really had much of, or it was just for the brownie points. And in my opinion, it was probably for the brownie points. I don't know. I feel like this was very unnecessary. And you scroll through the comments, everybody's like, hey, you don't have to do this. Everybody's like, this is just how it is. Like, no one was against it. It's like, yeah, you're an actor. You can do that. It's not like it's racist. You're just voicing a black guy. And no one, like, you scroll through the comments, no one has a problem with it. So yeah, it sucks that he did that because he didn't have to. And there's some people in here like, yeah, you had to do this for the I forgot what I was saying. I lost my train of thought, but yeah, it just kind of sucks that he just did that. He didn't have to, but he did because of everything going on. But nothing probably would have happened if he didn't. So yeah, that sucks, but I just feel like it was unnecessary. It didn't need to happen, and it kind of sucks. But I don't know what they're gonna do with Cleveland now. I never really watched the Cleveland show in general, but I've always looked at it and kind of had a couple of chuckles. But it's connected to Family Guy, so you know, that's how it be. And next on the list, we got Last of Us Part 2, a game that's been making the rounds lately on the internet. People either really, really like it or really, really hate it. And the majority of the people I've seen really, really hate it, such as PewDiePie and just everyone else. But so when I first heard of The Last of Us and when the story was leaked and everything Neil Druckmann was saying, like, you know, fun isn't as we would describe this game, all this stuff, yada yada. I was on the anti Last of Us train, all right? I was like, well, Neil, if you're gonna be a salty I don't even know what insult I was going to use. If you're just going to be a salty game developer who thinks that he's being wow, edgy, saying our game is not going to be described as fun. It's a very serious thing, like, and if you don't accept it, don't buy the game and all this stuff. And I was like, fine, I won't buy the game because you're being kind of a douche. All right, I'm not gonna buy your game. And then, you know, I watched some gameplay of it, listened to some podcasts, and everybody was describing it. Most people were describing it as a good game graphically. Not many people were talking about the story when I was listening to stuff about it. So I was like, all right, you know what? Fine. I'm going to buy the game. I decided to pick it up on launch day when it God, I'm sorry. Twitter gave me a notification. I decided to pick it up on launch day. I picked up a physical copy straight out of Walmart and came home. I've started playing it, and at first I was quite skeptical. Well, I mean, I think it was mainly because I just saw everybody else disagreeing with it as I was playing it. So I was like, yeah, the game's bad. And I feel like that was because I just saw people saying it was bad and I didn't really develop my own opinion of it. So I kind of I just blanked out everything that everybody else was saying about it. And I think I'm about 8 or 9 hours in so far. And I'm really liking it, actually. I mean, yes, there are some parts in there that are unnecessary. And the beginning, like the first 2 hours, is a total vibe killer. I will admit, it's straight out of nowhere. I won't spoil it, but it's definitely something that hits you hard if you've played the first one. It kind of it just breaks your heart, really. And it's a really good game graphically wise so far. It's definitely the best looking game I've seen out of all the games that are out this generation so far. And everything about it, the soundtrack is really good. I love the soundtrack, the environments, and Ellie's cool but also edgy lesbian, I guess. There are some parts where she's annoying and some parts where I'm like, yeah, that's classic Ellie. And then there are some characters in this game that I just do not care about. They just have no character development, and there's nothing about them that like you want them to stay alive or like you want to see them progress. Like they're just not interesting. I just care about Joel and Ellie to some degree, even if she's gotten annoying at this part. But the combat in the game as well is super, super slick, super sleek. Like the movement in this game is just so smooth. All the animations, everything about it just feels so satisfying. When you're hitting somebody in the side of a head with a metal pipe or a 2x4, just feels so meaty and just feels like a hard smack in the face, and then you see the blood spew out of their head or something like that. It's just so satisfying, and the guns feel very powerful. Like they definitely took like a realistic thing with the recoil, especially when you get the shotgun. That thing hits like a truck. It's quite amazing, and I'm really liking the game so far, despite what everybody's been saying about the story. But I haven't beat it yet, and when I do, pretty sure I'm gonna upload a review to this channel. So yeah, that will be out eventually. I have no idea when. I mean, when I finish it eventually. But the gameplay is super epic, and I have no idea if it's going to be in the background of this video. I might, or it's going to be COD gameplay as usual. But yeah, what do you know? Yeah, so I like The Last of Us so far. But next thing we have on our list that I haven't really spoke of is the PS5. I can't exactly remember when the PS5 was revealed. It was quite a while ago, but I was quite impressed with the lineup of games we have. Freaking Spider-Man at reveal. What was it? A new Ratchet and Clank, New Horizon, Zero Dawn, or no, what was it called? Horizon Forbidden West. The Spider-Man game was called, what was it? Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank, Drift Apart. And then a couple of other games that looked interesting, but I didn't really care about. I was just kind of there for the sequels. GTA 5 coming back to next gen. Wow. I cannot. When I saw that Rockstar logo pull up, I was in shock. I was like, they're going to reveal either GTA 6 right here or Red Dead Remastered. And GTA 5 coming to PS5 was something I could have cared about less because I've played through the main game once and I've tried to replay and I can't do it again. And I'm not interested in the online. I don't get it. I don't find it entertaining at all because, you know, you'll walk out of your apartment in GTA Online, right? You walk out, some guy just drives by in his Lambo and just drills you with a mini Uzi and you just die. And I don't get the matchmaking. I don't get the multiplayer. I've never really got GTA Online. And yes, it has made Rockstar a lot of money. Like, how many units has that game sold? 130 million plus? That's insane. And it's made them a lot of money. So I think what most people are interested to see with GTA 5 on PS5 is like the performance, I guess, because GTA 5 on PS4 and Xbox right now is just 30 FPS, 1080p. But most people are saying or like speculating that it's probably going to run at 60 FPS, probably going to have some 4K support in there, probably sharper edges and stuff like that. And that's really cool. 60 FPS GTA on a console is actually a pretty cool concept. So I'm quite interested in that, and maybe I'll pick it up. If it's still gonna be $60, then I probably won't. If they mark it down to 30, then maybe. It's that game's been on 360 and Xbox One, PS4. Like, that's gone through a total of 3 generations now. That's insane. It seems like Rockstar is going the Bethesda route with them spinning out Skyrim on every piece of technology that it can be released on. But, yeah, there's that. What other PS5 games were there? I can't remember. Let me look it up real quick. I know I really loved PS5 games. Jesus. Wait, what? Lord of the Rings Gollum. I don't remember seeing that. Yeah, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Gran Turismo 7, I did not care. Godfall, I did not care. Horizon Forbidden West, that was really cool to see. Oh yeah, the new Oddworld. I played one of them on the PS4. I can't remember, what was it? Oddworld New and Tasty. You said it right there. Yeah, it was like a remake, I think, wasn't it? And it was kind of fun. Resident Evil 8. I never played a Resident Evil game before Resident Evil 7. Or no. Yeah, I never played a Resident Evil game until Resident Evil 7. And that game was amazing. I really loved Resident Evil 7, especially in the PlayStation VR. It was sick. And then I've played through the game like 3 times and I love it so much. And then I played the Resident Evil 2 remake and a Resident Evil 3 remake and I love them both. And I played Resident Evil 4 on the Wii for like an hour and I need to beat that, but yeah, I'm really excited for Resident Evil 8, but the the performance drops in the trailer were kind of funny cuz it's like, oh, this is how it's going to run, but Demon Souls remake. I never played Demon Souls, so that was pretty cool, but I didn't really care. Project Athia. Graphics look really good, but I wish I knew what the game was about. Solar Ash just looked like a neat indie game. Ratchet and Clank, yeah. Sackboy: A Big Adventure just kind of looked like what Nintendo did with Super Mario Odyssey, where they just brought him back and just brought back a lot of classic stuff. Except Sackboy is just completely different from what Little Big Planet was, so it looks cool. NBA 2K21, they just showed off sweat dropping off of a guy's forehead. That was quite interesting. Destruction All Stars. I have no idea what that game is about, but I mean, it looks interesting. Death Loop looked cool. I was actually quite interested in Death Loop. Stray, where you play as a cat to go against robots, I guess. I have no idea. I have no idea what in God's name Goodbye Volcano High was about, and I did not care. Returnal looked interesting, but I did not care. Bug Snacks, I did not care. Hitman 3, I liked Hitman 2, still didn't care. Ghostwire Tokyo, wasn't that Bethesda? I had that looked like something that Kojima would be interested in or like involved in, and I was like, that looks interesting, but I have no idea what it's about. Kenna Bridges Spirits. That game looks so pretty, and like the cartoony anime or art style with the actual graphics looking really good. I'm very interested in that game. I have no idea what it's about, but it looks kind of interesting, I guess. um, Little Devil Inside. I don't remember that one. Astro's Playroom. Yeah, Pragmata. I have no idea what that was. I didn't see that one. FIFA 21, Cyberpunk 2077. I think I'll be getting that game this year. Quantum Error, Christ Tales, Sherlock Holmes. I don't even remember that one being revealed. What are these games? Okay, yeah, these I definitely don't remember seeing. Destiny 2, Fortnite, Warframe. Yeah, these are just games that have shown up. I don't remember Lord of the Rings Gollum, but yeah, okay, these are just games that have been a thing. But yeah, I'm, and then the actual PS5 design. I did not like it the first time I saw it. I was like, what in God's name is that thing that will be sitting on my entertainment center next to my. It was just, it baffled my mind. And I had no idea what in God's name to think. But after looking at it for a while, I was like, you know what, this thing looks good, and I'm very satisfied with it, and I'm pretty sure I'll be pre-ordering it when it pulls up. But I have adjusted to it. I think the controller still looks ugly. I think that they could have just gone with a solid black for both the console and the controller, and it would have looked good. But I don't know. It just kind of looks like one of those concept arts that somebody would have came up with in like 2009, like those videos of like Xbox 720 and Wii 2. That's just my opinion though. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this Calmo conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed being back for this episode, and I think I'll see y'all in the next one. Arrivederci, boys.